1-800-643-6931. That's 1-800-643-6931. Again, 1-800-643-6931.
KCAA.
The doctor is in. Welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with host Deborah Lee. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the personal prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Now, here's your host, Deborah Lee.
Yay, here we are. It's Friday. It's Lisa and Deborah time on the Psychic Love Doctor Show.
Party.
Yep. Thanks all as you are quickly joining us at our normal starting time. And if you are on Facebook Live, you are watching us on the Psychic Love Doctor Show page, which we are running simultaneously with the wonderful KCAA Radio. Yay for KCAA.
Yay.
And here she is. No, this is not a mirage. This is our Lisa in the flesh.
Can't keep me away.
No. And she is really up to some hot and spicy entertainment tonight.
Well now.
So we expect y'all to bring it. Bring it.
Bring it.
So how is everybody? I see we already have one on the line, but before we get going, for newcomers, always have to do a little recap here of what's actually happening. And what it is I'm Deborah, the original Psychic Love Doctor from AOL. I was discovered back in 1996. They scouted me out of a chat room where I was just giving readings. It seemed to be the dawning of the Psychic Love Doctor era. And they gave me the name. It's stuck ever since. So I want you to know that the readings I'm conducting, those of you that can see us either on the KCAA podcast or on Facebook, it's an ordinary deck of playing cards. No tarot, no oracle cards, no, what are other ones?
Angel cards.
Angel cards. It's just simply poker cards. They are the jumping off point for intuitive perception. It's where we are able to get our insight as we're helping you with your various situations. What makes this method so unique, my grandmother taught it to me and she called it personal prophecy. But what I find so empowering and dynamic about it, and Lisa has actually learned this method as well.
Yes, I have.
Is that we're able to look at your future as you're sitting right now in the present. We look at what's out there and then we go to work improving it, making it what you'd really like it to be. And if it's not to be with the partner with, or it's not to be with the job you're with, well then we find alternatives. Mm-hmm. We help you navigate your path into the future. So, unless you have something to add there.
Now, you want your hot and spicy reading, you need to call the radio station at 909-792-5222. We're not going to call you. No. And may or may not read the messages coming through asking for a reading. So call the radio station.
It really helps if you call, because there's a lot of times we need to ask you additional questions. And as you are actually framing your questions, please try to make them a little bit specific rather than something really broad like.
How's my July gonna look? Hot. That's how it's gonna look.
And we can answer that. But if you want to say, how will I, or will I meet my soulmate? Maybe try to bring it into a little clearer focus, especially if you think you've already met somebody that's giving you a tingle or a feeling like this could be the one.
There it is.
Okay. And we can also help you with your career pursuits. So what do you think? Should we go right to the phones?
Let's go to Stacy from Virginia Beach.
Hey, Stacy. Thank you for calling and breaking the ice for all of us.
Oh, of course.
What can we do for you tonight, darling?
So I called in, I think, either last week or the week before to see where the relationship was going with the new man that I'm seeing. I've seen him probably 15 days out of the last 3 weeks. And
Wow.
yeah.
Sounds like it's really going.
A little hot and spicy there. Hot and heavy.
Yeah. So
And didn't I see something, a little tidbit on Facebook that you have a broken bed?
Hey
yes.
now.
So
Hey.
my box spring broke, and I had to get it's older, so it's from 2010, but I had to go get a whole new bed, a whole new frame, and we actually went furniture shopping for him while we were furniture shopping for me, and he put together my entire new bed set.
Oh.
That sounds really romantic, doesn't it? I like the sound of that. So, Stacy,
do
what
too.
would you like us to delve into the cards to determine for you?
Where this relationship is going,
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
suppose. Because I think it's going really well. We did a couple social events together. I brought him. He met a few of my friends, and then he actually brought me by his work, and I met some of the people that work for him. So.
Well, when it sounds like this is headed in a serious direction when they start introducing you.
I was going to say, once you
Yeah.
break out of that one-on-one time and start meeting friends, then that's like, hey, people can view us as a
Yeah.
couple.
So he's local too, huh?
He is, yeah. We actually, when I start my new job, we'll be actually working a block and a half away from each other.
Oh, boy, that sounds like serendipity to me.
Lunch dates.
Yes. Well,
Yes,
first of
lunch
all, I want you to
dates.
know, it's right here front and center. This new job is so up your alley. You are going to love it. You're going to love going to work every day, every day.
Awesome.
And the sky is the limit as far as where she can go from there. So as far as this relationship, it seems like it's still in a, what's the word?
Forming, foundational stage.
Still, yes, but it's going really well from what I can see. And, you know, we don't always have to rush into everything. But it sounds like to me that you are meeting the people in his world. That means he's bringing you into his world. And I feel that's going to be very telling about the future together. I'm not seeing anything real concrete right now because the relationship is still nebulous. There are still, it's like there's some fog there still. So Lisa, let me introduce to all of those of you
Hello, all you people.
who are new to the show. Lisa is more than just a fabulous
Space. Fabulous space. I'll take that.
and charming and comical sidekick. She's actually a highly credentialed relationship therapist. You work with clients one-on-one in person, or she also covers the internet and the phone.
I do.
I mean, she's a jack of all trades as far as therapy goes. So I'm turning to you now, Lisa.
All right.
And I would like to know, from your level of expertise, is this really what we should do, is just let things gradually take shape without us trying to force,
manipulate? I mean, I think everything has its own pace and its own projection. I do think that the inclusion of friends and others is always a good sign that, to me, it speaks a little bit more longevity than like, hey, this is a casual, I may not see you in a week type of situation. But without having the conversation, if you haven't had the conversation yet, like, what are we doing? What are the expectations? No one really knows what's going on until you have the conversation. So I always tell people to talk about it.
And Stacy, tell us, what is the dating landscape these days? Do you have the conversation after you've already, consummated the relationship? Because it seems like the generation that is not, I'm in the baby boomer generation, the one that is coming up strong now.
Yeah.
It seems like you folks move pretty fast. And if it's not going to be satisfying, fulfilling, et cetera, it seems like you kind of him and say, next. So I'm just wondering, Stacy, what is really the situation out there? Speaking, of course, for all single people.
For all single people.
It just seems like everybody, especially now with the online dating apps and stuff, it's like you meet, you go out a couple times, and then you spend the night at somebody else's house, but they're still on the dating apps. They're still fielding other people's messages. That's what it seems like to me.
Okay.
Where it's
So,
like,
it's
I'm
a swipe
33
left,
years
swipe
old. Are we
right
doing this
culture.
or not? Because I'm tired.
It seems like an audition, like you're auditioning for a relationship. Or am I completely off the track here?
I don't
No,
know if it's so much auditioning for a relationship, but with the swipe left, swipe right culture, there's always is the grass greener on the other side. Let me get my immediate needs met, and if I don't like what I'm seeing, or if I think there's something better, then let me swipe right and find out what's next.
Kind of sounds like an all-you-can-eat buffet, where if you have 100 dishes in front of you,
Yep.
maybe you're not going to stick with the macaroni and cheese. Okay. So, but
And
Stacey,
that's exactly right.
It looks very promising for you. So I
good.
would like to see that this relationship moves in its own space, its own sense of time. And you certainly don't come across as desperate in your cards, just tired of all the false starts. You know?
Yeah, because, for a while I was out on a different date almost every night. And it was like, this guy's got, too much emotional baggage. This guy's got 65 kids. This one has living with his parents. And so with the man I'm seeing now, he's been divorced for 1.5 years. He doesn't have any children. We both have a similar job. We've got a lot of things we can talk about inside and outside of work. And he's like everything that I ever put on my man wish list.
It sounds like great compatibility, which a lot of people, when you start looking at the agendas that a lot of people have emotionally, Dr. Lisa, where people are just grabbing at somebody so they don't have to be alone, or, you know what I mean, they want the playing field, every position filled, or however it might be. It sounds like you and he are in a great place.
I know. I just wouldn't order the chuppah and put out the red carpet and find the flower girl just yet.
Oh, absolutely.
Enjoy each other's
absolutely
time
not.
and company.
Yeah, so I think things are progressing very well, where we still haven't had the conversation of, like, are we exclusive? But at the same time, I know I personally am not fielding other men. And I don't feel that he is fielding other women.
No, I didn't see that he was. I think he's actually off the, he's off the grid for dating other women.
I still think those conversations need to happen.
I do too. For one thing,
and it will.
In this day and age, with a lot of this, casual sex going on, you essentially, and all of us, if we are out there, dating and meeting people, we're essentially going to bed with a lot of people. His history, or those he may be dallying with currently.
True.
And that part I wouldn't like. I wouldn't like that part at all. I would, rather go for exclusivity. Yeah.
Between him being us seeing each other almost every night, and then his schedule recently changed. But he is like texting me, "Hey, I'm getting up and going to work. Hey, I'm on lunch. I just got done for the night. I know it's 3:45 in the morning." And I thoroughly believe that is actually what he's doing.
I do too. I think this is one that, this is a good one. Remember the old saying around here where this is home to the largest naval base in the world. The saying is there are a lot of fish in the sea and very few dolphins. Stacy, I think you got yourself a dolphin. I really do.
That's good. Because he's awesome.
And it sounds like you are in love.
I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely feel that he has got a strong potential to be a long-time partner.
There you go. I think you can't get any better than that.
Oh,
yeah, isn't that nice?
Very nice.
It is nice. Oh, well, Stacy, we're really glad you called us, and we'd love for you to keep calling us because this is a method where it's not a one-stop shop. It's like you get more readings. As we are all masters of our own free will, we all are able to navigate and change, make take different directions. So the more readings you actually get, the more clarity is enabled for your situation, for your relationship. So that's what I
Thank you
hope
very
that we
much.
will hear from you again.
Yeah, thank
And
you
I
very
hope
much,
that
and
I'll
give you
have
another
you
call.
in as a co-host again real soon.
Oh, just let me know. I am on vacation for the next 30 days.
Wow. Awesome.
Wow, yeah, definitely. I will
Yep.
be looking you up. So thank you
All right.
so much. Take
Yep, love you
care.
much.
Have
All right,
fun.
bye-bye.
All right.
All the
Bye-bye.
fun.
Oh, I love when we get a call like that.
Do agree with what you say with the whole taking the time thing. Just because you're vibing with someone doesn't mean that the next step is like moving in together, especially without having that conversation of what's
I
going
think
on,
you're
what are
right.
we doing, is there a label to this? Are we monogamous and exclusive? Those are all like important things to know.
I think so too, and I think that we all need to have well, I'm trying to think what's a good structure.
Yes.
We need to have a structure. Now, I wonder, I meant to ask Stacy while she was on the phone if this relationship happened to start with Gatsbying. Do you know what Gatsbying is? I just learned about this week. Now, a lot of us know what breadcrumbing is, and that is...
That's what where you're kind of throwing out little breadcrumbs to kind of entice someone in. Is that what that's about?
That's what
but
that's
not really
about.
making a commitment to anybody.
Right, and just being flirtatious, seeing where it's going to go. I would call it the equivalent of punting in football. Like giving the ball to the other side.
I think of it as people like to feed ducks bread. So duck boys
Oh,
throw
duck
breadcrumbs.
boys. Haven't heard that in a
Duck
long time.
boys like to have breadcrumb. That's
Now,
how I think about it.
Gatsbying is related to that movie and book, The Great Gatsby, which, I thought Leonardo was beyond awesome in that movie. But it's where you say you're a female, you're out with your friends, you are having a wonderful time, or at least you want to project that. You make a little video of you all doing a toad.
Selfie!
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you're taking pictures, and then you want to see if that one that you have an interest in puts a like on it or a comment.
Oh my God, social media drives me crazy.
So that is Gatsbying.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
How did we ever live?
I know.
Before
he didn't like my picture. Oh,
It's
my
like-
life is over.
It's like everybody's in the 7th grade, isn't it?
It's horrible. Oh, he liked this other girl's picture. Oh no. It's fighting words now.
Well, on that note, I think we should go to
Sadie from Michigan.
Yay, Sadie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we're just getting
Amazing.
started. Yep.
Friday.
Yes, ma'am. So tell us about yourself, Sadie, and what you'd like to know from your reading.
I would like to know about my love life or where it stands. And, that's really basically it. I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Okay.
All right, so you want to know about your love life and where it stands. Does that mean that you are currently involved with someone?
I was, but we recently just broke up.
They what?
And they what? Left for school?
I was, but we recently just broke up.
Just broke up. So are you kind of hoping for like a boomerang effect? Are you still in
Maybe.
contact with him?
I'm not in contact with him, but he did try calling me earlier, and I didn't pick up.
Okay.
Are you pretty much finished?
No, honestly, I don't want to be.
All right. So you're kind of like holding the space for maybe the door of communication to open back up so maybe you guys can reconnect and rekindle, sounds like.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you, and a lot of men get a little upset with me whenever I say this, but it has proven to be true in the 30-plus years that I've been giving readings. Sometimes men need to experience a period in their lives where that particular woman or man, now that we're, being more, I don't know what the word is when you're for everybody, like,
Pansexual?
Yeah, I guess that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you realize how much that person really means when she isn't there anymore. And that's when I have found a lot of men decide they want to start to be a better man, that they aren't so, and I think our regular Ellie can relate to this.
They always come back. Let me just say, in my experience, they almost always come back.
You may
I
not still
believe it.
want them when they do.
Exactly.
But they do. I would say 90% of past partners will try to return, and usually with very good intentions because they've learned and grown from the separation. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they've
Yeah.
grown, but I would say that my odds have been 100%. They always come back.
well, and I have to tell you, Sadie, I'm not really sure that this one is completely over. I feel that a certain chapter has ended between you and this guy, but I feel a new one the book isn't ended for sure. So I think there's another chapter that's coming for the two of you. I want you to know that right now he thinks you're pretty happy without him, especially when he tried to call you and you didn't pick up, especially if your relationship normally used to be, oh, she'd always pick up.
Yeah, it
And-
is like that.
Okay, so he is definitely and their minds start running away with them. Oh, she's got somebody else. I bet she had somebody else all along, and they get on this little hamster track wheel, and they tell themselves all kinds of things that just absolutely are not true. So if he tries again, and you do want to, at least reinitiate communication,
Yes.
you might want to pick up that phone.
Okay.
Okay.
And
As-
what should I
yeah.
do if he doesn't?
Well,
If he doesn't contact you and you want something to happen, then
Contact
you
him?
need to contact him.
certainly you could always contact him and say, I'm sorry I couldn't pick up the phone when you called. Basically, like, what do you want? Find out.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'd rather know than not know.
I would too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think that right there you could cut to the chase. He tried to call you, you didn't pick up the phone, and maybe you needed a little time to think it over. Now you've thought it over. He thinks you're done. So he does strike me as being a bit on the sensitive side when he allows himself to do. You guys with these cement overcoats you like to wear, you basically are hurting yourselves.
Yeah.
We're not going to think you're a bunch of wusses if you start showing sensitivity. I mean, we don't want you crying.
No, not
No.
that. But
Right.
yeah, compassionate and empathic are pretty good traits.
Yeah. So I think that I see another beginning for the two of you. I don't
Okay.
think it's over. Does that help you?
Yes, it does a lot.
Good. And then that means you're going to have to report back to us for our next show or one in the coming future.
Okay, yes.
And let us know how things are going so we can give you another reading, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome, honey. Thank you for calling.
Bye.
Bye. Sometimes all we need is that little bit of encouragement.
It is, but my thing is, if you want to talk to somebody, then just call him and talk to him. Don't sit there and wait. You might never hear from him.
Let's pause for a station identification. We'll be right back.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
Who did?
And we're back with the Psychic Love Doctor Show on KCAA Radio.
You bet we are. So we just finished up a call with Sadie from Michigan, and we'd love to. Oh, there's another. We already got one waiting in the wings for
I
us.
love it.
Okay.
It's Nancy from Cali.
Hey there, Nancy. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Nice.
I called you guys last year, and
last
you
year.
both
Oh, I remember that.
recommended-
Yeah.
Yes,
I know.
you guys recommended that I do online dating, so I'm dating a gentleman. He's amazing.
Oh, good.
But yes,
Oh!
She got herself a good one.
Well, now. Went
Yes.
fishing, caught a fish.
I was just going to say that. Well, so Nancy, what would be your question?
is number one is why am I so hesitant? That's number one. And you're right, they do come back because Yeah, surprisingly, that one guy that I couldn't get over is all of a sudden like calling me back. So I'm really hesitant with the new one, and I don't
How do you
know
feel
why.
about the old one?
I still feel like what if, but I'm also excited for the new one. I just don't know where to go. I'm at a
Okay.
fork.
Fair enough. And that's a really good question to put to the cards, because their job is to navigate us toward happiness, fulfillment, love. So we're going to take it.
Yes. So you mentioned that you are sometimes a little bit hesitant with the new guy and you're not sure why. Were those feelings present before like the old guy came back into the picture?
It's a good question.
Not necessarily. No, I think probably not.
Okay. So there's something that's not quite clicking for you then with this guy for like the long term. Is that true?
I think I'm just scared, and then part of me thinks too good to be true. Does that make sense?
Fear often holds people back from wanting to fully experience a situation because fear of the unknown and fear of the what if. So that's probably where I would go with things, is what the fear is exactly.
Well, I want to tell you that I'm seeing right here front and center that the guy from before, I'm feeling that he has worked hard at changing the aspects that made the relationship troubling or challenging, a struggle. He really would like to give it another go.
Oh boy.
So you are going to find yourself with quite a decision to make. This is I'm perceiving it as a real fork in the road. You go left or you go right.
Swipe left, swipe right.
Right. So there will need to be some soul searching on your part, especially if you still have question marks, like the previous gal that called. If your heart still has a yen for that previous partner, I always try to suggest that you revisit that relationship to make sure that you're really done. Otherwise, you're going to go into the future, and it's like you're dragging this suitcase with you and wondering what might have been, what could have been. And, you know, sometimes it can be really beneficial to see it through to a point of completion where then you can, put a firm period at the end of that sentence. Well, I went back, I've experienced this, and Lisa, it's okay if the doctor...
I'm chewing on this a little bit. I'm absorbing what you're saying. For me, it's a little bit too like she's got this really good guy. Maybe there's fear holding her back from moving forward. So here comes, Yahoo #1 from the past who wants to reappear because now he's suddenly got his act together, or he just doesn't like to be alone. So let me go back to what I'm comfortable with. Like, we don't know the situation. So that's a dicey one for me.
It is, but then look here, what we've got here, and I asked specifically about the past partner.
Right.
He is coming with no agenda aside from wanting to take this down a very honorable road. The card that's indicated here characterizes a beautiful, honorable courtship. And I do feel that he has made very conscious changes. But now Lisa's got her experience with couples that end up on her couch. And they went and revisited that relationship, and it turned into the same guy all over again.
That's the thing. If there hasn't been change and growth, I do believe anyone can change with intention and desire. But if it's just like hitting a pause button, really. If you've got the same situation, the same person, and it comes back, well, you're watching the same movie all over again.
Are you committed to the new guy? Is there already, like we've talked about, did you have the conversation?
Yeah, so you guys last year, I think it was in December, said that by the end of this year I would be like married and you saw wedding bells. And this guy has told me straight out that, in 6 months he sees himself, proposing to me. And
I better
and
take
6 months, and 6 months after that.
Another look. I want to take another look for
Okay.
her.
Yeah.
What are you going to ask this time?
I just feel
you
like
guys
she
were
faces
right.
a decision.
You guys were right on that timeline, and it makes me feel like I am at a fork in the road. I still feel strongly for the first guy, but then everything that you guys said was going to happen for me this year is happening. So now I'm just,
Wow,
like,
I
all
love the
positive.
sound of that. That is.
Good for us, not so good for you
And
with the decision.
I blush here with humility, but I have to say that I hear this quite often, and I don't ever feel arrogant about it. I feel invested in the lives of those I give readings to. I mean, I'm seeing your heart, the heart of those that are around you and impact your life. And I'm always filled with, wow, great, congratulations when things turn out as predicted. Because everybody has their own free will.
That's very true, and something could change overnight.
So I am looking at these cards as far as, would you have a happy marriage with the new man? Well, I think, oh boy, I wouldn't want to have to make this decision, because I think they're in front of her with their hearts in their hands. And here's the question. I would do, and Lisa, you're a very good therapist, so you could build on this. I think you would need to search your heart and say, can I put faith back in that old partner? Would I be able to forget whatever transgressions happened? Does it feel like we could make a fresh start? Or does my life belong to this new man who seems to be your true soulmate?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hello?
Yeah,
I thought maybe she passed out there.
Could be
It's
continued.
It's a lot of...
It's a gamble.
It is.
Taking a sure thing for maybe some unresolved issues and familiarity and love that was there, but obviously didn't work out for some reason.
Maybe she could put the old guy on the back burner. You don't think...
No. She's gonna burn up. He's gonna go away.
Well, maybe the old guy, it's only a whim on his part, wanting to return to her life. I'm not seeing that. You want me to look at these cards and tell you which one I feel you will ultimately pick?
Oh, boy.
Well, we don't have anybody waiting, so
here we go.
We may as well.
Oh, who's she gonna pick?
And usually I don't do this, but I'll do this for you.
Enjoying this. This is like front row seats right here. Nancy's life. Which way will she go?
Well, we did previously predict that she would meet a man and that he would become her husband. Not every guy that looks or acts like a true romantic, partner and offering all kinds of things can live up to all that. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, well, there is definitely a marriage here.
Yeah, you do have the marriage card.
How about children, Nancy? What do you feel about children?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm open to having more or not. I mean, I leave that up to whatever comes in the future, but I'm on the fence about that one too.
Just remember, there's an old Yiddish proverb that goes, man plans and God laughs. And you have a darling little boy that wants to come into your life. The spirit is all around you.
Oh, boy.
And if it's God's will, that's what's going to happen. I don't care. You could use 5 different kinds of birth control all at once. If you are meant to bring this sweet soul into the world, you're going to do it. And that's her little boy right there. So, I think you're going to marry the new guy. Because the old guy comes with every good intention, but, and that's it. It's a pretty big but there.
Oh.
I'm not sure that there can be an actual brand new beginning. I don't know. I hesitate too. How about that?
Yes.
So that's what I would suggest.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because that's what we were talking about too, is with the new guy, he has that idea, and he did mention little boy at one point this week. So, maybe, yeah, you're right.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
I think we're going to be invited to a wedding.
I know. You guys are going to have to come.
The new guy was talking about a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
The new
Yeah,
guy.
he was. Yeah,
Well,
the new guy.
There's going to be a little boy, and I have predicted births for women that were not able to either conceive at all, or they had their tubes in double knots, or use different, heavy-duty birth controls. And if it's meant to be, it's going to be. And I feel that you and this new man have a destiny, and you got a child coming, whether you're ready for it or not.
Oh, boy.
But that's okay.
That's great.
All 6 of mine were surprises. They were birth control failures.
Well, there you go. We'll keep you posted for sure, and then to be continued. And
Absolutely. We're going to hold you to that.
Be continued.
Nancy, or we're going to have to come to Cali and find you.
I know.
I love the West Coast.
Thank
yeah,
you,
we'll
ladies.
come to the wedding. We would love to. We'll
Yes,
dance at your wedding.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Well,
thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate hearing from you, and please keep us in the loop, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Wow, these are
Wow.
great calls
What a predicament
tonight.
to be in. To be in a solid relationship, talking marriage, and then, like, the ex shows back up. Isn't that, like, par for the course? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, horrible sense of timing.
I know. Couldn't get their act together the first go round, so they show up at the least opportune time.
And it muddies the water a lot because I think it's really hard to forget. I mean, we can teach them all kinds of little tricks that they can do, tricks or little exercises on how to put the past behind you. But I think the past tends to kind of follow after us a little bit, and I don't know. That was a tricky one.
Oh boy, it is tricky.
And I hope that it wouldn't be like from the paternity legal show. We definitely don't want to be mingling with two
Maury Povich show, and the father is.
Exactly, and I think that Nancy's real sharp on that, and I didn't see anything, and no drama like that.
Drama free.
Now, do we have any from the Facebook side? Everybody's quiet.
They're all talking about calling in 909-792-5222. If you would like to get your very own one-on-one reading with Deborah Lee, the Psychic Love Doctor, you need to call in.
Now, we have a new feature that we're adding to the shows. Last week we did it for our very first, was like our launching of this. These are called News Stories That Broke the Internet This Week. The first one we got from Jim, who's a regular in the Facebook crowd. Yay, Jim. This one it's called The Incredible Dissolving Man.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you read this. It gave Lisa, when I told her this one, she kind of got the kind of heebie-jeebies or the creeps. 23-year-old guy fell into a hot spring at Yellowstone National Park, and he died pretty quick. Under the park, one of the largest magma chambers keeps the water systems around the park super hot and acidic. Now,
so that's what I guess my curious part there on that. Did he drown, or was he like the water kill him?
Good question, isn't it? Especially with him being the non-existent man, they'll never know. He was found dead and drifting around the pool, but authorities couldn't reach him. Then this storm came up. They all had to head out, and they pretty much left him there.
Awful.
Well, the next day, they found nothing but the man's wallet and his flip-flops. He dissolved. Bada boom.
That's terrible.
Yes.
That's terrible.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to know what happened to him.
He tripped and fell into the...
So this water is so, like, TV acidic that it's going to dissolve your body? I don't know.
Daryl's nodding.
That sounds horrible.
Daryl is the one.
Water's very hot.
Yeah.
Ew.
It'll boil you.
Some people go into
chicken.
hot springs like, chill and relax and feel good.
Yeah, but they're not like 250 degrees.
Yeah, so you're like soup. And
He was soup.
You put chicken in
No
a
soup
pot.
for you.
No soup for you.
You put a chicken in a pot and you let it simmer. What do you think's going to happen? Pretty soon you're going to just pull out the bones.
Broth.
Yep. Okay. And
Yellowstone broth.
And on that note,
It's Teresa from Virginia.
hello there, Teresa.
ladies.
How are you this fine evening?
Oh, I'm all right. How are you, ladies? You look like you're having a good time.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are, we are. And tell us what we can do for you tonight.
Well, exciting news in my life. No, it is not a guy. Unfortunately, none of the predictions have come true, but maybe it's because I'm hard-headed. But I did finally break down and start my own business.
Hey.
Well, that's awesome. What
Yeah.
what kind of business have you got going?
Okay, so it's kind of hard to explain, but I bought a machine called the Pulse PEMF frequency machine. So it's Pulse electromagnetic frequency machine. So basically what it does is it pulses the body. So if you sit in like my human chair, I will turn on the machine, I will dial it up. It's kind of like a giant TENS unit, but this thing's a lot stronger. And it kind of like bombards your body and your cells at a cellular level at the same magnetic frequency as the Earth. And so, long story short, humans are nothing but like giant walking batteries, correct? You saw the movie Matrix, and we're nothing but batteries for the machines.
Yes.
So just think of yourself as a giant battery, and as we get older and we age, we lose the charge of our battery, and our battery is our what? Our cells. So anyways, our cells lose their charge because of all the abuse that it happens, you know, all the certain things that we do. Anyways, long story short, I bought a machine that basically reverses that, and it does what we call cellular exercise. So when you're doing a pulse session with me, we're low and slow, and we're pulsing the cells, and we're energizing them, and we're pulsing out the toxins, and we're oxygenating them and making those cells happy. So we're kind of like reversing the clock a little bit, and you start feeling really, really good. It's got lots, like 2,000 blind studies done on the machine. But my main thing is I pulse horses. Horses absolutely love to be pulsed. That's what I bought the machine for. The humans are secondary. And then my little dogs, you know about my little dogs.
Yes.
The little dogs love to lay on the human pad that I have, and they literally sit there and they'll pulse for 40 minutes and they just fall asleep on it. It's a really great business, and it's called, believe it or not, Healing Vibes Mobile PEMF Therapy. Because I'm mobile, because I got to come to you, you know, because horses can't come to you.
And in regard to disease, what is this, proposed to do?
Actually, it has been shown to reduce symptoms of depression, PTSD, all sorts of things. The machine, when used on the human side for like a broken bone, has been studied and proven to like literally heal a broken bone in half the time.
Wow. Sounds really exciting, Teresa, and it sounds like quite a new breakthrough.
It really is. I finally broke down and bought the machine because I've really gotten serious about my endurance racing. So anyways, I just wanted you to look into the cards and just give me like a basic overview of what's going on in my world, because I'm just feeling a little cray-cray. And I think it has a lot to do with the full moon.
I love that cray-cray is good.
Yeah.
I like the idea of getting pulsed.
Yeah, you know, it would be interesting if we could have you come in sometime.
I would totally love to come in, and I will pulse you ladies on live. It doesn't matter to me. Everybody absolutely loves it. You know, definitely, totally on board. I would bring it in, and you guys can sit in the chair, or I could put you on the loops like I would treat you like a horse. I personally like putting on the loops. I think you get more of a. I think you get a better pulse, but that's just me.
Well, I really feel that this machine is going to be a boon to you in terms of your professional life and financial security coming, but also your private life, because it's going to move you into new circles. You'll be networking, you'll be friending, not Facebook friending, but you're going to have new social contacts, we'll say.
Yeah, because I really don't like
new
social
life
situations.
for you. So you might think of that as your little magic machine, because it really is going to take you places. Build a good foundation for with your marketing and all. I really think, though, this is a winner for you, definitely. And I think that owners of pets and large pets, small pets would love this too. I'd see many.
Oh,
many
yeah.
different,
Like I said, my main goal is to focus on the horses, and then I like to pulse the riders, because when a horse has an issue, 90% of the time it's the rider causing said horse's poor issue. So
I can
you
see
kind
that.
of do both.
Makes, yeah, you know, the horse gets depressed. You don't want a depressed horse.
No.
No.
Anyway, through this, love is going to find you. And that's the beauty of your cards. That you focus on your new, this is a calling for you, Teresa. You were called to buy that machine. You have a lot to offer. And through all of that, you're going to find your permanent partner. I see this being the one that's going to go through eternity with you, okay?
Yay!
Till death do you part, and I mean that. So that will be awesome for you. So focus on the business and let the pieces fall into place. And yes, you've really got me curious. I think we're going to have to talk to you when we're not on the air, so we could maybe bring this in and let people see what's going on. Something brand new.
Girl, okay, so just really quick, for myself, I've always had major back issues. Remember, I had the breast reduction and all that stuff. So
Right.
I was still dealing with back issues, and now I have a case of really bad tennis elbow that showed up like the month before I bought the machine. Long story short, I have been treating myself and treating my tennis elbow. My tennis elbow, just by pulsing alone, has been decreased by 80%.
Wow.
I'm almost done fixing it, but I'm also a believer in multiple modalities will help you get to a better place. So I do my magic water when you pulse. You drink a giant glass of magic water. Then you sit on the magic pad with the magic little yellow box, because that's what I call it.
Magic. I love that.
Yep. And then and then I need to go see my massage therapist, because there's only certain things that, like, manual manipulation can do. This will the great thing about the machine is it has been found in the study on horses that was done by ODU of all places, that the machine has been found to boost the horse's immune system response by 57% in one pulse. So
That's
if it
amazing.
increases your immune response by 57% in one pulse on a horse, imagine what it's doing for humans.
Exactly. Teresa, it sounds great. I'll get in touch with you, and thank you for calling. You've given us all a
Thank
new-
you, ladies. I love you.
Oh, we love you too. Thank you.
I love you, ladies. I can't wait to see you and show you my my new toy. And thank you so much for giving me a very positive outlook. Thank you so much. Love you, ladies. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, we'll be in
Call
touch.
me.
Take care, hon. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Really, who wouldn't want a pulsating toy that can make you feel better while you're on the couch?
Exactly. I'm interested. I can't wait to check it out. Now, before we run too short, I want to get to the most important news story that broke the internet this week. This is going to change lives, literally. Somebody in Victoria, Australia, drew a huge penis in the bottom of a dry lake bed, and it's so large that, get this, it can even be spotted by Google Map users. Can you believe that?
Well, I'll be logging into Google Map after this show.
Like from space. They're seeing this. And these fine folks love it, this phallus, so much that they are giving it a 5-star rating. Love it. They are traveling like from one country to Australia to go see it. So I don't know. What do you think, Lisa?
That's the biggest dick pic ever.
Oopsie. That's being pretty hard up for, well, never mind. But I just thought that was absolutely beyond amazing that now you can see penis from space.
I'm logging in to Google Maps as soon as we get off the
I'm
air.
going to have to go look for it, too. We didn't get a ton of calls, but I think the calls we've had tonight, and we still have time.
Yes.
If you want to get in on the action.
Yes, get in on the action.
Oh, we should check in with Ellie. Yes.
Oh, Ellie and Andrew, our favorite ongoing love story.
It is.
So to catch people up,
Yes.
Ellie and Andrew had a lovely coupling. Then there was a time of separation, and then a reconnection. But then lately she seems to be I think she's a little on the fence because there's another dog sniffing around, it sounds like.
Another male dog.
Perhaps sniffing around the scene, which, they always seem to hunters at nature. Men seem to be hunters and want to come after things that either they think they can't have or who knows
True.
what. Very intriguing.
Things we just want.
Things they just want.
And they have this thing now I read about this week called the 3-second rule. Have you heard of that?
No.
This is a thing that men are doing as I'm laying the cards out for Ellie. That they have been educated that when they're out on a date with somebody new, to grab her and for 3 seconds put a lip lock on her that's going to change her life. If she says no, then he knows he's not going to get lucky.
Oh.
If she reciprocates, he knows he's got himself a really hot date.
Well, there is much to be said in the kiss. I will give them that.
I think the kiss says everything.
Everything.
So you better have a good smooch.
Yeah.
To lay on somebody, and if you don't, get somebody to teach you.
Work the kiss game.
Yes, it can be taught.
All right. Well, she's looking at Ellie and Andrew's cards.
Oh yes, he has definitely turned this Andrew has definitely decided, Ellie was smart. She didn't rant and rave when he didn't want to keep getting closer with her.
Mm-hmm.
He basically broke away and thought he had to go to the all-you-can-eat buffet on the dating internet. And she played it pretty cool. As I recall, Ellie would say, that's fine, go ahead, but I'm not going to chase you and I'm not going to, cry for you or anything like that. And she went on her way. And that caused him, well, of course, he did go to the all-you-can-eat buffet. But he did realize that, he missed the macaroni and cheese, so to speak. So
all about the mac.
That has changed him, and I believe he is really moving in the direction of making a strong commitment with her. We have somebody that's called in, Mark.
Mark,
Yeah,
from Cali.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
How you ladies doing?
Hello.
Fabulous,
Hi.
fabulous.
Can you hear me?
What is your question for the Psychic Love Doctor?
Well, I called in before, and the last reading was that I got a big windfall coming my direction. And
A what?
I was wondering from what direction of my life that windfall would be coming from. From my occupation, from my relationships, family.
That's a lot to ask with just a couple minutes left to the show.
Oh, okay.
Hmm?
How about an 20-year-old relationship?
You need to call us sooner during the show, Mark.
Okay, I'll do that.
What?
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Because then we can give you a better read. I'm just going to have to really kind of fly with this one.
So she is pulling your cards for you, using a complete 24-card spread layout. So it does take her a few minutes to put the cards down. And you had mentioned that in a previous call-in, you had been told about having a windfall, and you weren't quite clear where that was going to be coming from. Job, relationship, things like that.
Correct.
Okay, Mark, what I'm perceiving is that you are either right now or will be soon, you are coming up with it's a paradigm shift. This is something that seems like anybody could figure this out. For instance, it could be something along the lines of nobody has learned how to freeze a tomato without it decomposing and getting yucky. That you are on the way to a new discovery, and this is where your windfall is going to come.
Oh.
A lot of buzz, a lot of action and activity, and there is a corporation or a company that is going to want to buy you out. Boy, you hold strong to your, what would you call it, his
Invention, creation,
yes,
idea.
Don't you let anybody undersell it. Don't you let anybody try and, make it seem like, it's not really much of anything, but we'd like to, we'll give you $50,000. No, you hold out. It is worth way more than that. And if right now, Mark, you have no idea what I'm talking about, you watch. You watch. Serendipity's going to put this right in front of you in no time flat. Coming with it will be love. She doesn't live near you, but you will meet her and in terms of his travels.
Oh.
She's at a distant location, and bada boom, it's love. It is love. And she's going to need to be pursued. As you can see right here, she is turned away, so he's going to have to work a little hard to get her attention. but he'll be able to do it. Mark, I believe in you, and I just know great things are coming, and you're going to have to call earlier in the show so we can do better work than this, because I'm sorry, we have to say night-night right now to everybody. We loved having you. Lisa, always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next Friday, 7 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3